Bouillon cubes, are they ever safe?
No.
Okay, my understanding is occasionally you can find a brand that is, but if you don't know for sure and you haven't done really deep research, no. So your neighbor just came back from Spain, or maybe they just took a gourmet cooking course, and they have been itching to make you a gluten-free meal. They want you to come over and eat at their house. And they have rice, they have saffron, they have pork, wonderful pork that doesn't have any wheat in it. Mushrooms, organic tomatoes. They're telling you everything about how they made it. They are so excited that you are going to be able to eat at their house. Is this particular dish of paella really safe for you?
Better than those cigarettes in the picture. Smoking good.
I'm assuming the pan is probably safe. I don't know that. Because I got this off Flickr and the person that did it had like this huge description of how they made it, I know that they used bouillon cubes. So your neighbor just forgot to tell you that detail. So you have to say no thank you. Unless you know for sure and you've done the research on that bouillon cube company that it really is safe. Sausage, is that ever safe for somebody with gluten sensitivity?
Very seldom.
Yeah, very seldom. So this particular one, you may not be able to see it, but it was made with ale. So wheat often is in ale, so you need to, unless they can tell you exactly what was in the ale, don't eat it. This particular one says no additives, preservatives, or color. So that part is all very good because any of those things could add gluten. So what you'd actually need to ask, is there any kind of cereal binder? Is there any kind of cereal filler? Is there any kind of cereal extract? Is there any mustard? Usually in bratwurst types of sausage, there's mustard added. Is there any kind of flavors? That's an ingredient name that holds a multitude of sins. There are like about 200 or 300 different things that can be added, and all they have to do is put flavors on the label. And many of them have gluten. Dextran, that's often made from wheat. And MSG is often either made from wheat or has wheat. And MSG is in an awful lot of sausage and bacon. So if you see any of those names, no. Probably the only sausage I would eat is if I knew who made it and I really knew everything, like I really was able to quiz them extensively about the ingredients that were used, or an extremely reputable company that I could quiz their service representative and actually believe what they said. Again, my experience with calling companies is some companies are very good and I believe them and I haven't had problems, and some companies will say anything to blow you off. So usually the ones that are good, they will take your name and number and then they will get somebody from their formulation labs to call you back within about a week. And you can usually tell whether that person has their head on right or not. Usually they do. And they can give you answers that the company would never want publicly known. Is cream of tomato, you think cream, tomatoes, is cream of anything ever safe for somebody with gluten? Almost never. Usually cream of is a code word for butter and flour. So it's possible that somebody might make a soup from cream and vegetables and it's homemade and it's safe. But any commercial product, that's almost a dead giveaway that it's not safe. Soy sauce, is that ever safe for somebody with a gluten sensitivity?
They do have some gluten-free soy sauce.
Yes, there are some brands out there that are wheat-free, gluten-free, but it has to say that on the label. Otherwise, don't trust it. So if you're eating at a Chinese restaurant or something, you need to be aware whether soy sauce has been added, or a vegetarian restaurant, a lot of times, even if you're just ordering vegetables with rice, they'll add soy sauce without telling you. So you actually need to be very, very specific with your waiter or waitress that you want nothing added. Or you'll bring your own whatever you're going to add. Like if you want to add olive oil, bring your own olive oil so you know nothing has contaminated it in the kitchen. So here we've got some packaging. Here's an orange juice container, some juice containers, an ice cream container. This is kind of a review. Is it ever safe to have something out of a cardboard container if you've got a gluten sensitivity?
No.
No. So you're at a restaurant and you ask for orange juice and you're thinking it's safe. You actually need to have them show you the orange juice container. It needs to either be plastic or glass. If they show you this kind of container, don't drink it. Don't order it. You've got frozen dinners here. Are they going to be safe for you?
No.
Amy's. Do you know for sure that whatever they use to hold the food doesn't have any kind of wheat in it? Gluten-free. Okay. So a reputable company, we have Amy's, so check that out. So that's a potential source if you want the convenience of frozen food. No, same thing for milk. You know, if you're having milk out of a container, or soy milk, or rice milk, or almond milk. Sometimes there are containers that look like they're paper on the outside, but they have an entirely sealed plastic container for the liquid on the inside. Those you don't have to worry about the wheat. Postage stamps. Yeah, there's usually wheat or some sort of gluten in the adhesive on the back of the stamp. So if you need to put a stamp on something, get a sponge, wipe it, get it and put it on, and then wash your hands because you don't want the adhesive sitting on your skin either. Yeah, envelopes. Same thing. Use a sponge, wash your hands. And people with a corn sensitivity, there's often corn in adhesives too. Hard candy. Everything on the ingredient label says that you can have this hard candy. Can you? Okay. Why not? Where's the wheat? Yeah. Hard candy is usually dusted with wheat before they put the wrapper on so it doesn't stick to the wrapper. So any kind of candy, including candy bars, that can happen too. No, I don't. So, have you done any research on whether?
The man in the store told me that was their statement, that everything except a certain type of suffering is gluten-free.
Okay, so C's Candy is one potential source for gluten-free candy. What I would actually do before I believe them is call the company. I wouldn't just, it's very easy for some well-meaning person to say there's not gluten in something, but if you actually have a company representative, particularly if they know the manufacturing end of things, they can tell you. Yeah. So you've decided it's time to redo your kitchen. Or maybe your neighbors decided to, and they've just gutted it. Is it safe for you to walk into this room? The answer is no, and the reason why is drywall. So they've removed all this drywall that used to be here, but the glue that holds drywall together usually has wheat in it. So they've just put a whole lot of wheat dust in the air. If you touch something and then accidentally touch your face or your mouth, you've just gotten exposed to gluten. Or if suddenly the wind picks up and suddenly there's dust in the air and you breathe it in, even without touching anything, you've just been exposed. You've just exposed your immune system to gluten. Plywood is not as bad, but sometimes there's wheat in plywood as well. But drywall is a really big hazard. So you don't want to be around anywhere where drywall is being cut, being sanded. Somebody invites you to their brand new home. Wait till they get it all cleaned up first. MSG, I've already talked about that. So that cuts out an awful lot of Chinese restaurants, even if you skip the soy sauce. So this is vinegar, and I've already told you that white vinegar is made from corn or wheat. You won't know which, so that's not safe. Are there any other types of vinegar that are safe for